Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, masks or no masks, how differing approaches are working in two neighboring school districts.
Different bars, same story as the wine-stained dress guy continues to make the rounds in Fargo.
And who's pushing to get you to help out others by giving blood tomorrow. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
Good evening and happy Friday, everyone. Despite having a mask mandate in place, the Fargo Public School District has a higher percentage of students testing positive for COVID-19 compared to the West Fargo School District, where masks are optional.
Valley News Team's JC Dodd joins us to break down the numbers. JC?
Mike, Stacy, I looked at the numbers from both districts today, and this is the top takeaway. Of the 11,400 students in the Fargo School District as of today, 36 have tested positive for COVID-19. That number is shown here in red. That's a positivity rate of 0.31%. West Fargo, with a total of 12,300 students, has a total of 30 students testing positive for COVID as of today, shown here in yellow. Compared to Fargo, that's a slightly lower positivity rate of 0.24%. Now we're going to go ahead and look specifically at the Fargo School District. Here it's broken down by school level. Elementary schools in the district have 23 students testing positive, the highest positivity rate among the school levels within the district at 0.44%. That's followed by 6 middle schoolers testing positive at 0.24%. And finally, there are 7 high schoolers in the district testing positive for a positivity rate at 0.2%. Now let's look at the West Fargo numbers. Again, masks are optional in these schools, and out of more than 12,300 students, a total of 30 have tested positive. Breaking it down, at the district's elementary schools, 20 students are identified as active positive cases. That's 0.32%. At the middle schools, 5 have tested positive, and that's a rate of 0.18%. And finally, at the 3 high schools in the district, 5 students have tested positive with a positivity rate of 0.15%. Finally, let's look at the numbers of staff members who are testing positive in each district. Fargo, here in red, has a total of 11 staffers testing positive for COVID-19, and we're told 6 of those are elementary teachers. And in West Fargo schools, 8 staffers have tested positive, with 6 of them being teachers in elementary classrooms. Also today, I spoke with West Fargo's district spokesperson, who says they're currently reviewing their mitigation strategies, and if any changes are made, they would first have to be adopted by the school board. Mike, Stacy.
All right, thanks so much. That data comes one day after Essentia Health physicians sent a letter to school leaders urging them to require universal masking.
The letter encourages masking. It was sent to school leaders sharing concerns about outbreaks. They write the Delta variant has the capacity to make children very sick, pointing to southern states where roughly 2% of hospitalizations are now among children. The doctors addressed the controversy surrounding masks, admitting the science behind masking is, quote, immature, but saying they still believe in the efficacy of cloth masks. Our long holiday weekend is beginning, and following the welcome rains, it would be nice to see some sunshine. Let's check in with Hutch on what's to come. Hutch?
Good news, Stacy. It does look like we're going to see abundant amounts of sunshine heading into our weekend, and we're seeing some green return to the scene. This is a look from our Dakota Magic Casino view out there, as the Dakota Winds Golf Course looking mighty fine for a few rounds. Here's what you need to know for the weekend ahead. We're going to start you out on Saturday with temperatures that warm up a bit over what we saw today. Mid-70s in Fargo. We'll even see some 70s in Lakes Country. Cannot rule out a morning sprinkle. The best chance of that will be in Minnesota. Then on Sunday, well, we'll have a chance at seeing some cooler weather with northwest winds ushering in that brief cool down. I say brief because south winds warm us right back up on Labor Day. And we will have a chance for some spotty showers and storms as another cool front works its way through the region. For now, this evening, we do have showers and a few rumbles of thunder in the western Dakotas. Notice they're breaking up here in portions of North Dakota, but they're moving in our general direction. The best chance will be after 8 p.m. and then it'll be out to the west. And if they get here in Fargo, it won't be till after midnight. So we'll see a chance for some sprinkles here, but nothing too substantial compared to last night. Your temperatures slipping into the 50s and even 40s for some. I'll detail that, and we'll look more in depth at that weekend outlook in a moment.
All right. Thanks so much, Hutch.
2 more local restaurants are reporting that they were also approached by a man with a scheme involving spilled wine and fake receipts. It's a story we first told you about Wednesday, when 4 downtown bars and restaurants said that they were hit by the spilled wine scammer. The man claims a server spilled wine on his wife's dress and shows a dry cleaning receipt, saying the businesses need to reimburse him. Dempsey's, Side Street, Mezzaluna, and the Radisson were all approached. None of them gave the man money. Now, staff at the Tavern on 32nd Avenue South and Wild Bill's on 45th Street say the same man approached them. Both restaurants tell us they gave the man $40. Of the 6 incidents so far, none have been reported to Fargo police. A 24-year-old was arrested this morning in connection with vandalism to at least 6 downtown Fargo businesses. Marshall Slater is charged with felony count of criminal mischief. Investigators say he threw bricks and rocks through the windows of Salon Duo, Nicole's Fine Pastry, and Rhombus Guys, among several other businesses. The damage estimate, close to $10,000.
We're following a story in Hillsboro where an investigation is taking place after a short video involving a Hillsboro high school senior has gone viral. In that video, the teen is seen holding a firearm while looking at the camera, stating a racial slur. It's unclear where or when that video was recorded, but the Hillsboro Public School Superintendent says she received the video in an email earlier this week. She says the incident is under investigation and that the school is working with law enforcement and the family involved. The district has been in contact with students of color and their parents because they say they were worried about their safety. Our question was whether the student in the video is allowed on school grounds. To that, there was no answer. We have a call out to the Trail County Sheriff's Office. Haven't yet heard back. Stick with Valley News Live as we continue to look into this developing story.
Visitors are no longer allowed at the North Dakota State Hospital in Jamestown because of a surge in COVID cases. The hospital will continue to assess the risk to patients and staff for COVID transmission. Friends and family are still allowed to visit with patients digitally and can make special arrangements in specific situations. But the state hospital may be the beginning of more health limits, announcing similar temporary measures.
I would expect maybe hospitals would share more of that information just to continue to get the information out that we should be, doing what we can, choosing to vaccinate, social distancing, masking, looking out for others, those type of things, because they are filling up.
Jones added that stopping visitation is a common practice. Well before COVID halted them for much of last year, he added, some private clinics have already stopped visitations. Anything brought to a patient can be dropped off at the main entrance.
Another member of the Minnesota Senate is stepping down from their leadership position. State Senator Susan Kent announced she's not seeking re-election in 2022 and will step down from her role as Senate Minority Leader. She says COVID-19 has impacted her family life and it's time to make changes and put her family first. Assistant Minority Leader Melissa Franzen announced she would run for that position. The DFL caucus is scheduled to meet September 13th to elect a new minority leader.
As families begin to enjoy the holiday weekend, if you're planning on a campfire, the advice is be safe. Recent rain has provided some relief, but dry conditions still persist in many areas. You can check out current fire restrictions in the state of North Dakota by county at ndresponse.gov. The fire danger rating is issued daily. Here's a look at today's conditions. A few other things to keep in mind. Fires must be contained in fire rings if you're at a state park. Keep the fire small and never leave it unattended. Have a shovel and a bucket of water nearby just in case. Allow the wood to burn completely to ash and pour water over the embers until that hissing sound stops.
As the summer boating season starts drawing to a close, DNR officials want to remind boaters to stay safe after a deadly year on Minnesota waters. They say 17 people have lost their lives in boating accidents this year, which is the highest number since 2005. Many consider Labor Day weekend the last hurrah for recreational boating, and state officials don't want people to let their guard down. The DNR says let other people know where you're going and when you plan to return. Watch the weather to avoid shifting winds or storms, and wear an engine cutoff device if your boat is equipped with one.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, looking for something to do this holiday weekend? We've got a couple of suggestions.
And we closed out the work week with a little bit of a warm-up in our western counties. 70 to 75 for many. There are still some mid-60s across central Minnesota. Your forecast for the weekend has a couple of hitches in the giddy-up. We'll go over that, talking about our chance of rain Saturday and a chance of thunder on Labor Day right after this.